Hello, and welcome to the sixth and final episode of my first reef aquarium. In the previous episodes, we set up this Max Nano Peninsula, cycled it, and introduced our fish and corals. In this episode, our series finale, we talk about essential reef keeping routines that lead to a thriving reef. We'll begin with feeding the livestock. Feed at least once a day, and bear in mind that some fish species, such as Anthias, need to be fed several times a day. Avoid the temptation of overfeeding. I know, it's fun to spoil your fish, but they don't really need that extra food, and you will only be increasing your nitrates and phosphates and decreasing the clarity and quality of the water. When you're feeding the fish, make sure that they are exhibiting a healthy appetite, and when you are feeding your corals, stick around to see that the coral's polyps are opening up. Trust me, watching corals extend their polyps is one of the most amazing things in this hobby. Now, it's best to go with well-known coral food and fish food brands. Lesser quality brands tend to increase the nitrate and phosphate levels, and that is something we should avoid. This brings us to our next subject, nitrate and phosphate control. To prevent nuisance algae, we need to maintain a fixed low level of nitrate and phosphate, which are the algae's main source of nutrition. However, not all the algae in your tank are nuisance algae. There are photosynthetic zooxanthellae algae that reside inside the coral soft tissue, providing them with about 85% of their energy needs. Both the zooxanthellae and the nuisance algae feed mostly on nitrate and phosphate, so we need to take it nice and slow when we reduce these nutrients. Fast methods can harm the zoox population and cause UV shock and coral starvation. They can also cause a sudden change to the nitrate and phosphate ratio, and that often results in a cyanobacteria outbreak. To make a long story short, it's best to avoid quick fix solutions. The Red Sea method to reducing nutrients is a unique product called Nopox, which is dosed once a day and is a complete reef-safe solution that gives you full control over nitrate and phosphate levels. After you finish feeding and dosing with Nopox, make a habit of checking up on the following. 1. The aquarium glass. This hobby is all about enjoying the beauty of your reef, so keep the glass clean to get the best viewing experience. With a good glass scraper, it only takes about a minute, and it's well worth it. 2. Your protein skimmer. Make sure that the skimmer's neck is clean to ensure optimal efficiency, and empty the collection cup on a regular basis, otherwise the foam could overspill and get back to the system. 3. Topping off the water. Water continuously evaporates, but salt doesn't, meaning that as days go by, the salinity level in the aquarium increases. To compensate for this, you add a bit of RO water every day, thereby keeping the salinity stable and maintaining a consistent water height. Please note that some systems come with an automatic top-off system, which is of course very convenient. Okay, so all of that was your basic day-to-day reef keeping routine, which takes about 5 to 15 minutes depending on your experience. Let's move on to the more stretched out routines. Water changes. Replace 10% of the water with a fresh salt water mix once a week using a hose and a bucket. Verify that both your tank water and your mix have matching salinity and temperature levels. Changing the water takes approximately 30 minutes, but it is an extremely important routine, so no excuses. To learn how to create the perfect saltwater mix, check out the video in the description below. Now, each system has its own ideal chemical water parameters based on the type of corals we have and our reefing goals. Since the corals consume elements out of the water, we need to replenish these elements to maintain our ideal parameters. In general, the elements can be divided into 4 groups. A. Foundation elements necessary for coral growth, such as calcium. B. Trace elements which enhance coral health and colors, such as iodine. C. Coral food. And D. Algae control supplements. And how do we find out which supplement we need to dose with and how much? Easy. We test our waters once a week or once every 2 weeks depending on the element. We test for the following. 1. Salinity. 2. Calcium. 3. Alkalinity. 4. Magnesium. 5. Nitrate. And 6. phosphate. The testing should take about 30 minutes altogether. We then cross-check the results against our optimal parameters, which we can find at the Red Sea website by using the My Recipe online wizard. Quick tip, the key parameter to keep an eye on is the salinity. As long as it's stable, you're doing good. Onwards and upwards. Once every month or two, we change our activated carbon. This only takes about a minute and it leaves our aquarium water looking crystal clear. And last but not least, every few months we should clean our pumps and skimmers. Don't wait for equipment to break down. Be proactive. Maintain your devices and they will work efficiently and live a long and productive life. And that's that. We hope this series has helped you realize just how possible it is to get from this to this. Have fun creating your own piece of heaven. And if you ever need advice, simply join the Red Sea Owners Group on Facebook, the largest and fastest growing online community of Red Sea Systems owners. Thanks for watching and happy reef keeping.